Welcome to Plant a Garden TV. How you all doing today? Today is gonna be an interview from Crix. You could go to his YouTube channel and you could check out his channel. I'm gonna put the channel in the description. We gotta support each other. But today is gonna be an interview about gardening. Please excuse the garden. I have a lot of bush, but I'm walking on it. All right, peace and love.
Okay. When did you think about planting a garden?
You know, I grew up doing gardening, and because I grew up doing gardening, it's always in my mind. I want to do gardening, but it's just a space I needed at the time. I remember when my backyard was sand from the beach, and I used to go and dig hole and throw down inside that hole and plant vegetables. So I always want to plant garden because it's in me from very young.
Okay. Who taught you how to plant?
Well, honestly, my brother, he really poured the knowledge of planting a garden. My father also teach me. My mother, I watch her plant. So I learned from those three people, my brother, my father, and my mother. Okay, so from learning from them and what they do, it stick in my head. All right, and over the years, I keep planting and I keep learning.
Okay. Why do you plant so much?
All right, I have a lot of different variety of plant in the garden. I have the edo, I have the sweet pepper, I have squash, I have beans, I have tomatoes, I have okras, I have cucumber, I have, man, you just name it, collard greens, I have kale, potato, lots of different variety. But why I plant so much? Because I want to able to, instead of me got to go and buy, I could able to supply myself and my family. So I plant a little bit of everything, and it's really helpful to me. Okay, so this is why I try to plant different variety, because it can feed me and my family and right through the year.
Okay. How much money do you spend on this whole garden?
Well, honestly, I spent about $50 on this garden. I ain't spent a dime more than $50. The reason why I spent $50 on the garden, the tomato, I set my own seed. The pepper, I set my own seed. The squash, I set my own seed. Everything in here, just a few things I purchased. The manure, I go and get my own manure. I mix my own compost. So I don't really need to go to the store and purchase too much, because I have everything here and I understand how to make compost. So if you want to save money, use your own seeds. That's how I plant this garden for $50.
Okay. Do you give food to people who need it?
Well, I give food all the time. This garden you could harvest every day. I can show you today I'm able to harvest a few things from this garden. You could harvest from this garden every day. So I have more than enough to give away. So yes, I give my neighbors them, I give my cousin, I give different people at different time food from this garden. This garden been feeding me from since March, April, and we in August, and it's still providing. So I have enough to give to others.
Okay. Do you encourage people to start planting?
Yes, I do. I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is at Planter Garden TV. I teach, I show the whole progress of my garden. I show how I plant, I show how I take care of them, I show how I harvest. So if you check out my channel, you're gonna see I have lots of videos that you could learn something from.
Okay. How do you spend so much time in your garden?
Okay. The reason why I spend so much time in the garden, you see this is one reason. You see how this garden looking bushy? I have to be in here getting rid of these weeds. And like these are Edo plant. This plant is Edo plant. Some people gonna believe is elephant ears. No, this is Edo, and this is a plant that you can eat. If you look in my channel at Planter Garden TV about the Edo plant, it's gonna show you the Edo plant and it's gonna give you the information about Edo plant.
Okay. Why do you plant so much different plants?
The reason I plant so much different plants, honestly, a lot of the plants I do experiment. So I try to plant a little of everything to see the progress, to see if it want me planting it next season. So a lot of them is just experiment to see the progress of if they're able to produce in this area or not. If they're not producing, then I wouldn't plant them. But if I see they're producing, I'm gonna keep planting. So that's the reason why I plant out different variety. Also, if I plant different variety, I can able to feed my family. Squash, pepper, potato, okra, all these different variety I can able to pick from this garden. So I really don't have to go to the store. I can come to my garden and get food every day.
Do you share this information with others?
Yes, I share this information at all times. Check out my YouTube channel. I have over 300 videos on my YouTube channel with lots of information that everyone could learn from. I even have students that I bring to this garden that plant their own little area. These pepper, these are the student pepper. They plant these. So I try to teach, I try to give back. So the more food I get, I'm more able to give to others. And that's a blessing for me to able to give to others.
Okay. How do you manage to harvest from your garden every day?
Well, you know what? It's a trick to that. It's a trick to able to harvest from your garden every day. Is a trick. And the trick is you gotta know the plants. You gotta know the plants, and you gotta know how long the plant takes to produce or able for you to harvest. So now you gotta know all the plants, and you gotta know the length of time. So now, if you know that the pepper tree take 4 or 5 months to start to produce, let's say that, right? You're gonna plant the pepper tree in different stages. Like you're gonna plant pepper tree this month, and you're gonna plant pepper tree next month. So now, when these already produce, the other set that you plant the following month, they're gonna now start to produce, so you're able to harvest. Same thing with the tomato, same thing with the squash, same thing with the okra, same thing with the potato. You have to know the plant, and you have to study the time frame that it takes for you able to harvest.
Where do you get this information from?
Experience. I get this information from experience. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot about gardening because I've been doing experiment for years. So all the experiment I did, now it conformed to me where in this garden I need to plant pepper, where I need to plant potato, where I need to plant tomatoes in order for me to get continuous harvest. So that's very important.
Okay. When do you start gardening?
Well, I start gardening from a very young age. My father had a farm. So because he had a farm, it's like I had no choice. So we had animals, we plant food, my mother used to take food to the market and sell. So I was always in gardening. I was always in gardening. You see, this is something I harvest right now. Yeah, so gardening is really important to me. Why? Because in many ways I can help, I can share, I can give back. I can give back by teaching how to plant and take care of your garden. I can give back by giving certain people, give them food. Like these, I'm gonna give this to someone. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how it is.
Why do you think the teachers don't teach the students about planting and stuff?
You know why? I don't even understand why. I don't even understand why they don't teach students these things in school. Because I think this is important. Yes, you want them to go to college, you want them to study, and then when they're done, they owe student loan or whatever, a bunch of money, but they have no trade, they have no skill, all they have is what you teach them. And then now they got to compete for this job that they qualify for. You know? So I think in school, you need to start teaching trade, start educating people about planting their own food and eat organic food. If you have the space, you should be able to plant your own food. So I believe they should be teaching gardening. I mean, some schools do it. Some schools do it, but not every school. Yes, guys. So this is my garden. This is my garden. And I was doing an interview because I want you guys to understand, know a little more about me and what I do and what I love and how I love gardening. All right? So I just hope that you guys, you see, every day in this garden, you could harvest every day. I tell you that. You could come in this garden and you could eat every day from this garden. You have to know the tricks. It's tricks and trade in this garden. If you want to plant your garden, you got to know the time frame of every plant. So if you know the time frame, you know when to plant them. So when you plant this crop, when you harvest from this other one gonna be now coming back. Then this other one gonna now start. Then by you catch yourself, this one start again. So you have to know your plant. Peace and love, my people. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Blessing.